G'day viewers, we're on Linke Rheinstrecke, otherwise known as LHR. We're looking at the N-Wagon Bnrdzf 463.0 and we're going to learn how to drive the little beastie. So we just pop the HUD back on. Let's go and get in. Now, these are the coolest doors ever. Step in. Okay. So back down in here we have the passenger compartment with some passengers. Doesn't look like there's any serial killers in today's batch. Looks good. Okay, let's shut the door on them because they've been sitting here waiting a while for me. In here we have the Guards compartment, and you can in fact sit in the Guards chair, but it's a bit bare. You can see the brake pressure. You've got a temperature controller. Don't have any way to put the brakes on though. Got a switch. Switch work? No. All right then. Let's go set this thing up and go for a cruise. Okay, shut the door. Now, always, first thing you do, sit in the driver's chair because that means you take over the train. Okay. Next up, pop the reverser in. And I'll use my rail driver. We can move that to the forward position. Now, I'm going to turn on the safety systems. You may not want to, but I'm going to. So PZB is over here. And headlights are over here. Now, really, we should race up the other end of the train and check what's set on the 110 that's on the back. But we won't. All right, back in the chair. We can open windows if we want to. There are operable blinds if you want to use those. Both sides. There's a destination doobry that you can set. It's set for Koblenz, which I think is actually right at the moment. You can manually move the wiper if you want to. Oh, look at that. I got a reward. Boy. Anyway, you can also, the wiper controls are down here. So there's a speed control. There's two of those. And there's the switches that turn them on and off as well. So there they go. All right, we don't really need the wipers at the moment though. So let's have a look at what else we need to set up. Next thing will be the brake key. You want to turn that on. The brakes are currently in the off position and they're applied, so we'll just leave them alone. Let's get the doors open. So what side platform are we on? Left side. I'm going to use my keyboard door controls, but you can use the levers down here if you want to. Next thing I'm going to turn on is CIFA. So the two safety systems I've turned on, that one's CIFA, emergency brake valve down here if you need it. CIFA is the annoying barky little dog that makes sure you're awake. And PZB is the device up here that makes sure you're actually behaving yourself. There is an emergency power off here. It's a little weird that that's a key switch, but I'll go with that. That's fine. What else do we need to do over here? Traction motor fan, because we're going to be driving. Main circuit breaker's already on, so we're fine there. Pantograph up and down if you need it. Generally you don't. Brake released, sand, wheel slip protection. You don't need that if you're driving well. PZB acknowledge, PZB release, and PZB override. So PZB acknowledge is the page down key, PZB release the end key, and the other one is the del key. CIFA is the big wacky button here. Now I have found when CIFAing from the keyboard that you actually have to whack and hold in this train. Instrument lights, we haven't found that yet. Instrument lights, desk light. Signal lights to normal, that's fine. CIFA test, indicator test, yes. Instrument lights, there we go. And I think there's a dimmer as well, so you can turn them down or turn them up, whatever suits you for the time you're in. Okay, time to get horny. Oh wait, German locomotives don't use the horn. Oh, you know why? Because German people are smart enough to stay out of the way, all by themselves. All right, our doors are shut, so we can push the brakes to the running position, and we can see up here that the brake pipe is charging up. Once that gets up above 5, you will see that the yellow needle here, the brake cylinder, is dropping down. And it's coming down to 0. Now, important things. On the other end is a tap locomotive, which means it's got a steering wheel. It also has restrictions. So if you increase the power too fast, bad things are going to happen to you and you're going to have to reset your circuit breaker. So we're in forwards, we're ready to go, we've honked the horn, the brakes are off. What do? Well, we use this handle here, which is our tap changing handle. Now, you can bring that down into the hold position for the moment. So there's 3 positions, hold, down, sorry, 4 positions, down, and tap up. So I'm just going to run that up briefly. So you run it up and put it in hold. Watch this gauge, keep it under 60. If you don't keep it under 60, it'll go bang. All right, PZB is happy we're good to release, apparently. So I've just acknowledged that with the PZB acknowledge key. Actually, I released it. Sorry, I released it with the PZB release key, or end. And the same keys down here, of course, if you want to use them on the locomotive itself. That signal we apparently don't have to acknowledge. I'm just acknowledging CIFA. I saw it pop up then. It lit up here and on the HUD. And now we can tap again. Now, as long as you keep that gauge under 60, you can just keep tapping up. Because you remember you're controlling a locomotive on the other end that's got the big steering wheel tap controller. That'll do for the moment. We don't want to get too quick. Now, you've seen me acknowledge a CIFA. Let's not acknowledge this one. Let's see what happens. And how do we get out of it? Alright, so CIFA's now put the brakes on. So we throttle to the off position, acknowledge CIFA. If you acknowledge CIFA quick enough, it'll actually release the brakes. So you can see it's already releasing them. But I let the brake pipe pressure get down rather low, so it stopped us. And you can see it's already releasing the brakes by itself. I don't have to do anything else. And you can also see that my throttle is unlocked on the HUD. And as the brakes start to come off, there they go. We bring this down and we'll tap up. That'll do. We'll just sit here for a moment until it actually picks up the power, which it will as the brakes release. It takes a little while to release through the train. And here we go. We're starting to move. So we can tap up again now. You just put it into the run up and into the hold position. Don't leave it in run up. If you leave it in run up, you'll run up really quickly and you'll go over 60 on the ammeter here, and then you won't enjoy the rest of your experience because you'll be stopped. Alrighty, what was I going to tell you next about this thing? Oh yeah, stopping would probably be handy, wouldn't it? Well, we can run down if we want to, just acknowledge CIFA. And we can leave it in the off position, which lets you coast, which is fine. Now you do also have a dynamic brake here, so that's an electrical brake, so you can start to apply that. Whoops, I'm playing the direct brake. I'm a donkey. The direct brake only acts on this carriage. I'm being silly. Here's the dynamic brake. There we go, so we can put that on and it will start slowing us down. You can see the amps going. Now the same deal, acknowledging CIFA, the same deal with tapping up and down. Don't whack this thing on too hard or you'll do the same thing. You'll blow the circuit breaker. So you can use the dynamic brake to maintain your speed going down hills. It just beeps at you every now and again. I actually don't know why, but it doesn't seem to do anything, so don't worry about it too much. Now, stopping, we use the grey handle over here. It's the train brake. So we have cut in our brake before with the brake key. So we can pop it into minimum. And there's CIFA going again. Let's just kill off CIFA. So a minimum brake application actually stops you fairly well at this speed. We can see we've got 1 bar of pressure in the braking system. We reduce the pipe just a little. If you want to stop quicker, just give it some more. Now it's a self-lapping brake, so you don't need to worry about going up and down and lap and all those sorts of things. And a simple release back to the running position. Now you'll notice that the dynamic brake and the brake handle are tied together. So they will apply together when you put them on. If you move the dynamic brake by itself, they become disconnected and they don't move together after that until you put them both back to off. All right. What about shutting down? Yes, shutting down. All right, so we want to shut down now, so let's put our brake into the off position. And we take the brake key out, or turn it off. Don't take it out. And we put our reverser into the neutral position. Off. We should be able to take it out now, so we can take that out and we can get up from here and go and set back for tail lights, because the only reason you'd be getting out of here is because you're getting out of here to go up the other end. Then you come and open your doors and get out. There we go. That has been a very quick introduction to the N-Wagon Bnrdzf 463.0. Thanks for watching. I hope it's helpful for you. If you have any questions on the operation of this carriage, please give me a yell in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Alrighty. Thanks a lot. See you later.